Your VA home loan can be used to buy a house and you do not have to spend any money at closing. It is 100% possible if you are working with the right team. Right now, this week, I'm helping 4 different veterans. They're going to be buying their house with their VA home loan benefit, and at the closing table, they will be paying $0. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do the same thing when you use your VA home loan benefit. And at the end, I'm going to give you a little bit of the secret sauce to give you a lower monthly cost, lower interest rates, and a stronger offer. Real quick, before we get into that, my name is Dylan Sievering. I'm a North Carolina real estate broker, prior service Army veteran. I show veterans just like us how to become homeowners with their VA home loan, specifically without spending any money. So real quick, what I want you to do is like this video and comment what city you are in. This will help my channel grow, yes, but it will also help this information spread out to other veterans who probably don't know these opportunities exist. So really quick, like the video, let us know what city you're in. Thank you. The very first step to buying a house, whether it's a VA home loan or any other type of mortgage, is getting approved with a mortgage lender. For the VA home loan, it is not going to be just any mortgage lender. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I got approved with a mortgage lender for the first time who had no idea how to use the VA loan. They told me they were good to go. I ended up having to get a second job. I had to extend closing several weeks. It would inconvenience my family. It was a nightmare. So getting approved with a mortgage lender who knows how to do the VA home loan, who has experience with the VA home loan, is crucial. But also, you need to make sure that they have a low or no origination cost for helping you with your VA home loan, plus the lowest interest rates available on the market. Stick around to the end. I'll show you how you can find that person. But once you are approved with your VA home loan, then you need to find a real estate agent who is familiar with your local market, but who also either has personal or professional experience with their VA home loan benefit. So more simply, the very first 2 steps are: 1, find out how much mortgage you're eligible to borrow, and then 2, find someone who can show you houses and help you submit offers. But submitting offers is where the part gets tricky. So after you get approved, you find your agent, you find a house that you like, you're going to submit offers. When you're filling out this offer to purchase for your house, you are not going to negotiate the purchase price of the property, but you're going to negotiate what is called seller paid concessions. This is when the seller agrees to pay you at closing. The VA home loan allows the sellers to pay your closing costs, things like taxes, insurance, title fees, settlement fees, origination fees. I even have a veteran right now who has several $1,000s in credit card debt. We're negotiating so much seller-paid concessions that this veteran is, 1, they're not going to be paying any money at the closing when they do buy their house, but 2, they're going to be paying off their credit cards with seller-paid concessions. So the sellers are actually paying all their closing costs. It's a VA loan, so they have no down payment, and they're not going to have any more credit card debt. This is all possible because this veteran chose to work with the right team to help them with their lending and real estate transaction. So this is actually how you buy a house with your VA home loan benefit without spending any money at the closing table. It's fairly simple. But here's the thing: when you do buy a house, there are going to be costs accrued during your transactions. A few of the big things could be home inspections, pest and termite inspections, home appraisals, and there may even be deposits. So there's 2 different ways you can handle some of these costs. The first thing is, obviously, you just pay them out of pocket. It's not the most preferred way. Nobody wants to spend money when they don't have to, but if you're not working with the right team, you may be obligated to pay these things out of pocket. I've never suggested anyone not get a home inspection when they buy a house. But number 2, which is the way that I prefer to suggest veterans buy their houses when I'm working with them, is work with a mortgage lender who allows you to put the home appraisal in the closing cost. Work with a home inspector who allows the invoice to be paid at closing. Work with a termite inspector who allows their invoice to be paid at closing. This allows these costs to be pushed to the right, and then they can actually be paid out of the proceeds of the loan. And then again, if we refer back, we're going to be asking the sellers to pay our closing costs anyway, so the sellers can pay for these if you work with the right inspector, if you work with the right lender. This is why working with the right real estate team is crucial for using your VA home loan the right way. Lastly, there is that deposit. So if you are required to put down a deposit on your transaction, unfortunately, there is no workaround for this. This is going to be something that comes out of your pocket, and you're going to be giving it to the seller, maybe the escrow or title agent. But maybe you've heard of veterans who said something like, I got to pick up a check at closing when I purchased my house. I know I used to hear people say that, and it always confused me in the past. So this is how it works. They did put down a deposit whenever they offered their property. They took They went to the bank, they got a check, brought it to the sellers, they put down a deposit on the property. But they negotiated so much seller paid concessions so that the sellers actually paid all of their closing that they got to pick this check back up. Okay, so yes, you may have to put that deposit down, but if you negotiate the contract the right way in the beginning, you may be able to pick that check back up. So this is how you can use your VA home loan, buy a house, not spend any money at closing, maybe put your costs that you accrue during the transaction in the closing so that the sellers can pay them. Maybe you can pay off your credit cards, maybe you can pay off your car note. There are a million opportunities, but working with the right real estate team is crucial. So now it's time for the secret sauce. As I mentioned earlier, the first 2 steps are finding the right lender, finding the right agent. I schedule calls with veterans 7 days a week, 100% free, introducing them to the right lender who I know has the lowest costs available and who has the lowest interest rates available, giving veterans the lowest possible monthly payment when they do buy their house. I get them approved. Then I introduce them to a real estate agent in their zip code who's a veteran, who's done the VA home loan before, who I know can help them negotiate their contract so they do not have to pay any money at the closing table. The last veteran that reached out to us, he scheduled a call. We got him approved in less than 24 hours. He was scheduling tours within 3 days and submitting offers in less than 5 days, so we can do this very, very fast. If you want to use your VA home loan benefit, if you want to work with other veterans, if you don't want to spend any money at the closing table, I want you to like this video, comment what city you're in, subscribe to this channel, and then go down into the description. There's a link that says book a call. Schedule a one-on-one call with me. It's 100% free. We can get you started as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.